Hi. This is a story about my own creative journey so far, about some of the people and the places that continue to inspire me. We'll talk about making dens, and as we're in Dundee tonight, I've called this talk The Dens Road. Dens can take many forms, and this is my dog, Bonnie, in front of a den. She looks very pleased with herself, but she didn't make this den. She maybe added a stick, or more likely she took away a stick, but it was very much about being part of that. And there could be a whole other Pecha Kucha about the life and times of Bonnie, but for now I want to focus on why making matters. When I was little, like my niece Aoife, my dens had walls made of sofa cushions, doors that were tree branches, and my imagination created these fantastical palaces. We sometimes stop playing and making dens when we get older. This is Eleanor Roosevelt, and she drafted the preamble to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. And she asked, where do human rights begin? They begin in the smallest places, closest to home. They begin in the factories, the offices, the playgrounds. And I believe that our right to creative expression and to take part in a cultural life, that also begins in the smallest places closest to home. Those places might be a gypsy caravan, like it is for my dad here. He would like to think this is a den for his grandkids, but it's very much his den for playing the guitar. Those smallest places might also be community theatres, libraries, kitchen tables. In my day job, I lead a national arts charity called Voluntary Arts Scotland. We're a tiny team, but I think we've got a big impact. The next few slides are going to be of some of the people and the places that we work with across Scotland. We really do three things. We provide developmental support to people like this camera club in Fife. We do that through holding training events, networking opportunities, signposting to funding. Secondly, we have a public policy role. So we help open doors to arts participation. We create the enabling conditions to allow people to find a creative life in their place. This is actually from a group of volunteers that are regenerating Kilmarnock railway station. It's a really interesting project. And thirdly, at Voluntary Arts Scotland, we run our own projects and campaigns, cross art forms, so ceramics is a part of that. And that includes an annual festival called the Voluntary Arts Festival. Next year, that's going to be the 5th to the 14th of May. We'd love for you to be a part of that festival. In my summer holidays, away from work, I applied to do some volunteering with refugees on the island of Lesbos in Greece. And I thought I'd be returning to my roots to do some legal aid work. But not for the first time in my life. Things changed, and I ended up actually doing voluntary arts type activity and supporting arts participation in one refugee camp at Karatepe. And that included running some creative writing workshops. And you can see in this next slide some of these young guys. These are new young poets from Afghanistan, Syria, Eritrea, very much connecting through culture. But by far the most successful arts activity that we ran at Karatepe refugee camp was den making. I went to the nearby Lidl supermarket and asked them for as many cardboard boxes as I could carry with me. And we set about making cardboard palaces. And you can see the kids really went to town on it. Hundreds of kids, and like all kids, lots of energy, and in this case, some of them highly traumatized. So I knew that these palaces wouldn't still be standing by the end of the day, but the making was very much the important thing. I've included this slide about being too busy because it makes me smile. I think we've all got an inner Ruth. someone who closes the door and is too busy. And when I think I'm taking myself too seriously, I need to go back to the wilds, to lie on my belly in the heather and notice the beauty in the smallness. What the writer Nan Shepherd described as being in and of the mountain, that being the true grace. So here's the thing, and what I want to ask for your involvement in. I love sheilings. This is a sheiling. I love everything about them, the colours, the simple formations, the materials, and mostly what they were there for. They were there for crofting women to take their wild animals in the summertime. This is me with my wild animal, also in the Hebrides. And you find these sheilings on the Lewis moorlands, and the women would be there, strong, brave women in solitude, but alongside other women and other sheilings. And sometimes they'd come together and they'd sing songs and they'd have ceilidhs. And at this time where I think we've never had such a cultural confidence in Scotland, in parallel to a greater connection to our outdoor spaces, land reform, campaign for hutting, where are today's sheilings? Where do we find those spaces to connect, to make sense of the world around us, and to be all that we can be as individuals? So I began this with a road, and the final trail marker in tonight's journey is a street where I was born. I hope you found all this a bit more interesting than the wee girl here on the right founding. I'm going to be sticking around tonight, and I'd love to meet some of you, and thanks for having me.